Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, Alina Habba is in a world of trouble. This MAGA stands for Making Attorneys Get Attorneys. This goes back to a sexual discrimination, a sexual harassment claim that happened at the Bedminster golf course back in 2021. There was a woman by the name of Alice Bianco who was being sexually harassed by her supervisor. Alina Habba was a member of the Bedminster Golf Club, just a random person. She heard this woman's story and befriended her and started giving her, legal advice and guidance on how to negotiate this. And after a while, she started bad mouthing this woman, Alice Bianco's attorney, saying you can't really trust this guy. So then this woman, Alice Bianco, started turning to Alina Habba for advice. And Alina Habba drafted up an NDA and in a car before getting her to meet with the Bedminster attorneys and signing this NDA. She was basically telling Alice that, you don't want to speak out on this one. I was raped. I know you just want this thing over with. I'm trying to protect you, type of thing. What Alice Bianco didn't know was that Alina Habba, when she found out about this, went to Trump and basically said, I can make this go away. And then proceeded to make it go away. This woman, Ms Bianco, signed a non-disclosure agreement and received $15,000. And the non-disclosure basically said she can't tell anybody, not even another lawyer, about what happened. If she did, she would be fined $1,000 a day for it. And what ended up happening was several months later, when tax time came around, this woman, Alice Bianco, found out that she had to pay taxes on the $15,000. So she was going to reach out to Alina Habba for guidance. Alina Habba said, I can't give you legal advice. Can't do it. Sorry. Because what ended up happening is that Alina Habba at that point was now representing Donald Trump in his lawsuit against Mary Trump and others. So Ms Bianco, upon figuring out that she had been had, got a lawyer, and they just recently had an agreement with Bedminster, which allows this woman to keep the $15,000 that she had as a settlement. The lawyer that represented her gets $82,500 for litigating this settlement case. The NDA contract is torn up. The Bedminster Golf Course can say that they didn't perpetuate this fraud, and they specifically carved out Alina Habba from this agreement. And there's a line in this agreement that says the parties agree that Alina Habba is not a party to this release, which means that Alina Habba is cut out of the deal, and now this woman Alice Bianco can sue Alina Habba for fraud, and Ms Bianco can now also sue the golf course or Donald Trump for the sexual harassment that happened there. This, Midas Touch had a long story on this one, and their comment was, it's like, whew, this is the type of stuff that gets you disbarred. It gets you reprimanded, censured, barred, and all sorts of bad stuff, because you basically were representing Bedminster, you're representing Trump, and you were representing the other client, and you weren't telling the client. You're committing fraud with the client by not telling them about your interests with Donald Trump and Bedminster. And then basically got her to sign some paltry settlement with an NDA that was very one-sided. She is in huge, huge trouble. Making attorneys get attorneys. All right. Alina Habba, with this news being released, what is the energy around you? And, again, Bedminster Golf Course cut her out. This is how Donald Trump treats his lawyers. He just threw her to the wolves. And then there's that whole rape thing. Was she actually raped? I don't think she was. I'll bet you she made that up just to sound more convincing. And that would be a question I would ask in the court case. Okay, energy. Entertainment purpose only. What's going on here? The Hanged Man. Okay, game, set, match. All right, so for those new to tarot, and there's a lot of new people to the channel, may or may not know it, I'm going to explain all the cards and the spreads and the meaning and the evil laughter. Well, you can figure out the evil laughter. The evil laughter is I get kind of a strange kick when karma comes in and collects its fee. The Hanged Man is in the signifier position. This first position is the signifier position. This is the main theme of this reading to the question just asked. Now, cards have low energy and high energy. On the low energy, the Hanged Man is a willing sacrifice. You know, throwing yourself or having somebody throw you under the bus. On the high energy, it's being able to look at something in a different way. It's new opportunities by looking at a problem. Instead of looking at something as a problem, you look at it as a challenge. This is a low energy reading. This is Alina Habba trying to do, ingratiate herself to Donald Trump, and your reward is you get tossed right under the bus. And the reason why I laugh, it's like, how many people has Donald Trump thrown under the bus? What made Alina Habba think she was any different than anybody else in his orbit? Duh. Oh my. What's this cross? Okay, so this card is the cross card. This is the challenge card. This is kind of, here's the situation. Somebody's getting tossed under the bus. And this card is kind of like what's challenging it or explaining it further. There's offers here. This is offers and not liking the offers. So she's being thrown under the bus because she represented herself as an attorney to Ms Bianco with lousy offers. And Ms Bianco was not aware that Ms Habba was working for Donald Trump. Now that Ms Bianco has secured lawyers, actual lawyers that represent her, they're taking away, the $15,000, the NDA, and the lawyer fees, and those are all now cups right here. And here's the fourth cup for this settlement, and you can sue Alina Habba for fraud. So this represents Alice Bianco and what's going to happen with Alina Habba. This card right here is what they call the shadow card. This is kind of like the undercurrent. This is the energy you don't see, but it's underneath all of this. And this is the Five of Wands. It's about fighting and turmoil and competition. I happen to have a very special name for this card, and I refer to it as the Drunken Hillbilly Brawl. Because it's a bunch of drunken hillbillies beating each other with sticks, because that's what they do for fun. When you are in Trump world, Trump lives in chaos. He thrives in chaos, and you're about to be tossed under the bus. There's going to be all sorts of energy around this. The news media have gotten a hold of this story. There's going to be questions for Alina Habba. Her life is going to be turmoil. Plus, not to mention, there's all these court cases. What is she going to do now? Can you imagine? Can you imagine her going into work after seeing what this settlement is and sitting in the same room with Donald Trump, knowing he just, not only did he throw you under the bus, he made damn sure that you weren't part of the settlement, that you got thrown under the bus. Did the guy a favor, and he just threw you under the bus. I don't know what else to tell you. This position is the past. This is kind of what led up to this current situation. This is the Page of Cups. Pages are about messaging. Cups are about emotions and relationships. It's a young person or young messaging, immature messaging, looking at the situation kind of in a funky way, kind of like how the Hangman looks at things in a funky way. In the past here, this is Alina Habba getting Ms Bianco to sign a lousy deal. And as a lawyer, Ms Habba knew better than to do that. She knew what she was doing was as rotten as a rotten fish in a cup. But she did it anyways because she wanted to ingratiate herself to Donald Trump. And if you just had to screw over this one person to do it, you know what? It was worth the price of admission. Current situation, though. And this could also be Alice Bianco taking that advice and thinking that this was the best she could do. Current situation is now the Seven of Coins. This is what's happening right now. This is an evaluation. This is what you reap, what you sow. You plant the bush, you work on it, you tend to it, you get the fruit that comes off of it. Coins are about wealth, health, values. Since this doesn't appear to be a health reading, it could be a values reading that, maybe Ms. Habba should rethink her values going forward. But I think this is a wealth reading. This is now Ms. Bianco looking at suing Alina Habba as well as the Trump enterprises that are being run out of Bedminster for the sexual harassment she endured. There's going to be a lot of money that's being paid out of this. Sexual harassments do tend to pay out well. And when you have corrupt lawyers covering up for it, oh man, talk about multipliers. That's why Bedminster wanted to sign that agreement, basically saying you can sue anybody you want, but we just want you in here to say that we didn't perpetuate this fraud. That will leave Bedminster as less liable for what's going on financially. But Alina Habba, I hope you have a lot of insurance, because you're going to get taken to the cleaner. The overarching energy, just as this turmoil is the what's underneath it, what's beneath the surface that you don't see, all the turmoil that's happening above. This is kind of like what everybody sees. This is the Four of Pentacles. This is contraction, trying to hold on, trying to keep things secret, trying to keep hold on tight to things that you value. But when you hold on tight to things, you can't expand. You have to let go of these things in order to expand. So this is like a contraction. From like the Ms. Bianco point of view, she accepted an offer that that was too small. From Bedminster, this is like Bedminster just trying to limit their liability. And they threw Alina Habba under the bus so that Bedminster could limit its liability. Trump can limit his liability. But Alina Habba, there's no liability limits there. All these coins. The lesson to be learned from this is the Eight of Pentacles. This is a card. This is the apprentice doing things over and over again and becoming masterful, becoming a master at this trade as they bang out all these coins with stars on them. So the lesson to be learned is, again, attorneys getting attorneys. There's going to be probably a settlement. I think they're going to bang out a settlement on this. I don't think Alina Habba really wants this case to go to court because it's going to look bad. So I suspect there's going to be a large settlement that comes out in Ms. Bianco's favor. Money is going to be paid. She's evaluating how much she can get, and Bedminster is going to try and hold on as much as they can, but Alina Habba, she's going to have to pay. Here's the outcome card. The outcome card is what happens from all this. It's the Wheel of Fortune, the card of karma. It literally is, what did you think was going to happen when you did this? You did this, and this is the natural consequence of your actions. And as I was laughing earlier, what do you think? Donald Trump does this all the time. What did Alina Habba think was going to happen? He's done this time and time again. Any lawyer of his has been thrown under the bus when they no longer serve a need for Donald Trump. Away they go. In this case, Donald Trump wants to hold on money. He's found a scapegoat in Alina Habba. She can pay. All that money that she's collected from Donald Trump representing him in these court cases, it's going to go right into Ms. Bianco's back pocket. Oh, God. Idiot. But you know what? If you want to swim with the sharks, even if you're a shark yourself, you could be the next meal. Oh, good Lord. Okay, what's the energy around Ms Bianco here? It's a little four-carder. What's the energy around her now that this has been announced? Walking away, emotionally walking away. And truths are being exposed. Now that she's got this deal that she can walk away from this NDA. It no longer has to be secret. Temperance. It's been a while coming. She's had to work with her lawyers to get this deal cut out. Bedminster was fighting it until they didn't. And when they didn't, they signed off quickly, and then they covered their butt. This woman's going to get paid. The truth is out there. They can now do discovery. They can now do exploring. There's no gag order. There's no disclosure, no non-disclosure act. People are finding out what's going on here. It's an all-new investigation, an all-new case. And it's about the poison relationship that we're going to find out that Alina Habba did. She played this woman for a fool. And this case is going to be put to bed. We probably won't hear about it for a while. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of negotiations behind the scenes to figure out the way on this one. I do think there will be a settlement, and things will go on. I do not see this going on as a court case. I see this being settled. But this Fool card, Ms Bianco can start her new chapter of her life, but I think Ms Habba is also going to be starting a new chapter of her life. And I think she's going to be walking away too. But let's read on her specifically. So for Ms Bianco, she got what she wanted. There'll be negotiations. I'm sure that I am almost positive that this case is going to get settled. Now, Alina Habba seems like, I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight this. You know what? This might be just one of those ones where you wave the white flag, negotiate your best deal, and have this go away. If you're lucky. That's what will happen. How's Alina Habba feeling about this case? What is she going to do about it? No humility. None. There's no humility with these people that surround themselves with Trump. Just like him. The problem is he gets away with everything and they don't. They don't understand it. It worked for him. Doesn't work for them. Alina Habba, how are you feeling? High Priestess. Now, normally this is a card of divine feminine wisdom and knowledge. But in this case, this is her being deceptive. Offering wisdom when you're actually being deceptive on this. Trying to save Trump money is going to cost you money. And it's going to cost you your legacy and your reputation as well. Foolish thing to do. Yep, the Hierophant. This is going to be like the court settlement. You're going to pay through the nose for this, and it's not going to stop there. The bar is going to be looking into this as well. You totally misrepresented yourself as a friend to this woman. The bar is not going to like that. That's, the settlement that you got her to agree with was bad enough, but how you went about it is going to make them livid. Say goodbye to your career. Yeah, no. Okay, so remember I was saying, the best thing you can hope for is you settle this thing quietly and have it go away. They're not going to let this go away. Oh, no. 10 of coins and 10 of swords. Coins, again, are about health and wealth, but it's also about DNA and lineage and your reputation as far as that goes. 10s are endings. It's the ending of her wealth. It's the ending of her reputation. 10 of swords is things coming to an end on that chapter. There's nothing left. You've been stabbed in the back by all sorts of directions, but they've all landed in your back, and you're dead on the field. And it wasn't a betrayal. It was just all your mistakes ended up killing you. Alina Habba's career is over because of this. I don't know how long. It sounded like from Midas Touch, it sounds like you can, after a certain period of time, you can reapply at the bar. But I don't think she was that great of a lawyer to begin with. And between her performance with the New York civil trial and now with this case, why would the bar even want her to be a licensed lawyer? What benefit do they get from this? This woman's corrupt. All for one man. Okay. Will Alina Habba ever work as a lawyer again? Might as well ask the question. I can't see it, but yeah, maybe the courts are more forgiving than I am. Will Alina Habba ever work as a lawyer again? Page of Pentacles. I think she's going to need to pursue a new career. There's got to be some other way to make money here. Knight of Swords. Recklessly charging forward. This could be just a summary of this whole thing with Ms Bianco. Ms Bianco, was looking for advice on a settlement. Alina Habba rushed in. We got the Three of Wands. Waiting for your ship to come in, taking action. Two of Wands, the planning. And then the Ten of Cups, the ending of the relationship. I think this is a dual reading with this one. The signifier is the Page of Pentacles, the values and the small settlement that was done. It was absolutely planned out and executed and done quickly. And I think again and it impacted this woman's settlement. I think the courts, the bar is going to be really unhappy with how this all played out. Now, as far as Alina Habba, I think she's going to have to look for a new source of income. Something completely different than what she was doing before. And yeah, I don't even think she'll be I don't think she'll even be allowed to be an ambulance chaser attorney. She's got to figure out something else to do now. I don't know what this will be. But she's got to come up with some other idea. Maybe she reinvents herself with her notoriety. But it's possible. I mean, it is possible she becomes a lawyer again, but it's going to be years before it happens. And she's going to have to make some rather radical changes to show that she's trustworthy again. Honestly, I really don't see how that pans out. Why would a bar even trust her? She may try, though. We shall see. Anything else with that? Because I mentioned in passing. What's going to be the energy when Alina Habba meets up with Donald Trump next after she's been carved out of this settlement? A little bit of a betrayal there, a little bit of a bus throwing event. How is Alina Habba going to handle Donald Trump when she meets up with him next? Thanks for the support, jackass. Oh, God. And the thing is, he has no shame. He won't even be bothered, but he'll wonder why she's upset. He won't even understand why she's upset. God. She should just walk. Oh, God, if she had any sanity whatsoever, she would just walk and get away from this craziness. Or represent him some more. She did such a good job in the New York civil trial. Oh, man. I wonder if they kick her out of Bedminster. Said, yeah, we don't want you to be a member of this golf club anymore. How's her relationship going to be with Donald? The star. Her star has fallen. Her star has fallen. That would be wild if she's trying to prove herself again, but I don't think it is. her star has fallen. She's shown a lack of mastery both in the civil trial and with this event with Ms Bianco, and the courts are looking at her. This isn't explaining how things look with Donald Trump, but I think it's taking me, look at 3 major arcana. It's taking me down a path of what's about to happen to her, regardless of whether she sees Trump or not. 4 major arcana. The Hermit. The truth is out about her and her actions and stuff that she did. The naivety, the stupidity of this, all to get the praise and acknowledgement and blessing of Donald Trump. She did stuff that would foolishly ruin her career. How naive can you get? Donald Trump is a false friend. She was a false friend to Trump. She was a false friend to Ms Bianco, and Donald Trump's a false friend to her. All her relationships, all on lies. How is she going to handle with Donald Trump? He's going to kick her out. This is hitting the door. This is the door hitting you on the ass on the way out. Her star has fallen. He no longer sees her as strong. He sees her as weak. She doesn't do a good job lawyering his cases. He had her represent him in the civil trial. She was ineffective. And although Donald Trump likes oogling her, he's just like, cut bait and fish on. So he's the false friend, cut her out. Yeah, next thing he's going to do is fire her. The 4 of Wands is the wedding card. This is the bringing somebody in. Donald Trump, this is the 4 of Wands. Don't let the door hit you on the butt on the way out. And there she goes. Kicked out of the club. She's no longer allowed in Bedminster. She's no longer allowed to represent Trump. She's about to be broke. Her main source of income is going to be cut off. If he owes her money, he's probably not going to pay her because, of course. And then she's going to get hit with a lawsuit. So it doesn't really tell me how that thing is going to be next time she sees Trump, other than, well, the next time she sees Trump, she's going to be fired. And not to revel in other people's misery, but what did you think was going to happen? Couldn't happen to a nicer person. You laid yourself out on the altar of Trump, and you sacrificed yourself like lots of other people have done, and you got the same result. Somehow, I guess you thought you were going to be more clever, more faithful, more fanatical. It doesn't matter. Trump uses people until he no longer needs them. And if he can use them to throw under the bus to protect himself and distance himself from losing money, that's what he's going to do. And he probably won't pay her anything that he owes her at this point because of her incompetence. She can sue him. Well, some people learn by reading. A few more learn by watching. The rest of them have to piss on the electric fence themselves in order to sort this out. I hope she didn't drink up too much juice before she got to the electric fence, because she's about to learn a lesson. We'll leave it here. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for your likes, shares, comments, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so our video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks just discovering this channel recently or for the first time, welcome. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.